Hi folks, about 7:30, June 1st, Saturday, 84 degrees. My batteries are now in the dark. So you can see they're not fully charged. And what you hear running in the background is the 185. Anyway, I gotta tell you, I still don't think I fixed this rig. What I did is I changed the stator. She wouldn't start. I went back to the one of the old CDI boxes. I got the China CDI box off. I put the spark tester on it. I got a couple of flashes. I pulled it over. I gave it a couple of pulls, a little shot of ether, and she fired right up. But I'm not convinced this thing is fixed. Spent a few minutes going through the wiring harness, and by the way, I got the colors of the wires and everything more or less memorized at this point. And wiring harness looks good. No shorts to ground, and everything seemed to be hooked to each other. And even if you go from ground through the individual component, like when you probe between here and the coil and ground, you get the 225 ohms. You know what I mean? When you probe between this coil, the ignition coil and ground, you get that extra couple of ohms in there. So I'm still scratching my head here. Right now it has the new stator in it, the new coil, the old CDI, the new pickup. I don't know, frustrating. I want this thing to fire up easily. To me, a bike is of no use if it doesn't start easy. So here, I'll give it another try at starting. Let you guys watch from the floor here. You can see it appears that it's lost its spark yet again. So, I don't know what the hell to think of this thing. Once again, there are 8 pieces. I took out the ignition switch. It's completely disconnected. It's got a new plug. That's 2 out of 8. It's got a new pickup. 3 out of 8. New stator, 4 out of 8. New flywheel, or different flywheel, 5 out of 8. Old CDI, so that's 6 out of 8, but let's not count it as a change. Old wiring harness, 7 out of 8. So let's not call that a change. And a new spark coil, which is 8 out of 8. Now, I think what I need to do with this thing, I'm going to leave the ignition, the primary in there. So I'm not going to fool with that. That's all cleaned up. That's all proper. I know that's done 100% right. There's no gapping to mess with in there, so there's no fooling around. I mean, out of this thing, out of the igniter, you got 1 wire from the igniter and 1 wire for ground. So that's all that comes out of here, necessary for spark. I think I'm going to poke around with the grounds a little bit more. I mean, I tightened things up well. I know I tightened the coil down well. So I don't think there's anything that could get me into any trouble, but I'll, yeah, I think tomorrow I'll go through the grounds. So you got to hear it start, you got to hear it run, but it's not fixed. I must say, when this thing runs right, it's a pleasure to ride. It's a light bike, a strong bike with this rack on the back. Makes it very easy to shift your weight backwards. Lean on the rack, you could kind of tell where your center of gravity is, so it's very easy to wheelie. Those tires are a little smaller in the back, so it wheelies well. Very easy to throw your weight forward on the front wheel for steering, side to side to break one of the tires loose for making turns. It's a pleasure. The bike's a pleasure to ride. Well balanced. The frame isn't torqued or twisted. It handles well. The front suspension is good. Once again, a pleasure to ride when she's running. Alright, I'm going to let you go. You can see my mission here is not complete yet. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. In the meantime, live, love, and have a great time. And, I don't know, troubleshoot your ignition. Bye.